Well, hello, SNHU 107 students, and welcome to week 3 in your SNHU 107 class and here in the SNHU 107 learning community. Today, we're going to talk about your why you started this journey, why you're here getting a degree, what keeps you motivated, what or who keeps you motivated, and how that you can succeed with using SNHU resources. As a reminder, your experience here at Southern New Hampshire University is important to us. It's our policy and practice to create an inclusive and accessible learning environment. If there are aspects of instruction or course design that present barriers to accessibility, please notify the Online Accessibility Center, the OAC, as soon as possible at 866-305-9430. You can also email them at oac@snhu.edu or visit the Online Accessibility Center website. As a reminder, the Online Accessibility Center team here at the university helps learners just like you get classroom content or content that they may need in a way that works best for you and your learning style. Want to know if this is something that aligns with you? Reach out directly to the OAC team. Couple of webinar reminders. This is always an academic space, so be mindful of your conduct. And these webinars are not mandatory. They're not graded. No extra credit either, but we will cover the concepts and assignments in your SNHU 107 class from week to week, and I'll give you some tutorials style videos and points and tips for your success that'll just help you really feel confident in turning in your assignments from week to week in SNHU 107. So week 3, module 3, a couple of other housekeeping items is first and foremost, y'all, do not be forgetting to check your SNHU email and read those course announcements. When you log into Brightspace, where any of your classes are, you always want to make sure that you're checking the announcement section because your faculty put tips, tricks, reminders for success, motivational things, break down concepts. They might even have some videos or like things that'll help you just really be able to navigate your assignments better. So always make sure that you're reviewing your course announcements and checking that SNHU email because that is how the university communicates with you. So if you're missing, like let's say an assignment or your instructor is maybe going to offer you for you to redo something, or your advisor is trying to get a hold of you, or SNHU Financial Services, that is where they're going to be communicating with you. So always check your university email. Also, if you're stuck, if you have questions, if you've fallen behind, or you've missed an assignment, or didn't do so hot in an assignment, or you're overwhelmed, whatever it might be, do not be nervous to reach out to your faculty. Your faculty want you to be successful in your courses, okay? So every single faculty member has an email address. A lot of them might share either phone numbers that you can call or text, or they might even schedule like a Google Hangout or like a Teams meeting or like a FaceTime. Everybody does things a little bit differently, but faculty have at least 24 hours to respond to any emails that you send. So do not panic or stress out or think that your faculty didn't get something if they don't respond to you within like an hour or two, because just like you, they have a lot of stuff going on, but they'll always get back to you within 24 hours. And if for some reason they don't, you can always try to reach them again or loop in your SNHU advisor. But we want you to be successful, so please reach out to us if you're stuck, have questions, or just need anything. Okay, so this week here in week 3, module 3 in your SNHU 107 class, it really centers in on your why and using resources for your success. So take a minute, go back. Like, why did you apply to SNHU? Why did you decide to go back to school or start school? You know, is this something that maybe you are doing for you? Maybe it's you're doing this for loved ones in your family. Maybe you're the first person that's ever in your family tried college, or the first person in your family that's going to work towards earning a college degree. Maybe you want to show loved ones, like children or other family or friends, like this is what hard work looks like, and you're never too old to learn something new, or you can always chase your dreams. You can always change careers. You know, what is your why? You know, is this somebody, or did you start doing this because you wanted to change your lifestyle? Maybe you want to buy things you dream of, or you wanted to save up to buy that car, or buy that house, and you realized you needed a career change or wanted to earn some more money, maybe. Maybe you're just here because you love learning. Maybe you needed this degree for your work to be able to advance or stay in your position. Or maybe you've just always been passionate about the career field and you wanted to get a degree in it. Or maybe this is just something that has been on your personal checklist and you want to check this off. So whatever it is, and maybe it's a multitude of these things, it's always so important to center in on like why you're here and what is going to push you to keep going when the days aren't so great. I always tell students, like, put it on a Post-it note somewhere and stick it like on your mirror, on your fridge, or on your computer, or on your desk, like so you remember why you started. Because on those days when things are hard or things don't go maybe the way you want them to, it gives you a solid reminder of why you started this journey. Okay, so this is so important. Here at the university, you have all kinds of support, right? Anyone that is part of an SNHU resource or a team is a department of people here to help you be successful. So SNHU Resources, when we talk about SNHU Resources in your SNHU 107 class, we're talking about the people here at the university. When we talk about social supports, that is people, places, organizations outside of the university. So this is kind of a quick list. This is not a comprehensive list, but university resources or SNHU resources, that is things like academic support. Under academic support, you have drop-in tutoring, you have the written feedback service, you have these learning community webinars here that are from SNHU Connect, you have the SNHU career team, you have your advisors, you have the help desk, you have the library, right? You have SNHU wellness, you have SNHU financial services. There's so many resources. SNHU resources are the people, places, the people and things here at the university, your faculty member, right? Social supports are outside the university. So that could be like spouses or partners, parents, kids. It could be you. It could be pets. It could be a mentor or a boss or a supervisor, maybe a community member or community organization, best friend, extended family. The difference is when you are talking about SNHU resources or social supports here in SNHU 107, SNHU resources, think the people's, departments, teams here at SNHU, right? Faculty, advisors, SNHU career, library, academic support, tutoring, SNHU Connect, the learning community. That is an SNHU, those are SNHU resources. Social supports, that is like your spouse, your kids, that boss, that best friend, okay? So kind of just keep those in mind as we navigate this week's assignment. So this week for week 3, module 3, you have a warm-up assignment and you have a journal assignment, okay? Both of these are due by Sunday of this week or earlier as convenient for your schedule. So couple of reminders, that warm-up, right? You can take that as many times as you need to for your success. I always tell students, read any of the required module readings, explore any of the videos or supplemental information that might be in there, review what's within your module, and then take that warm up. You can take it as many times as you need to earn your best score. So go after your best score, okay? The journal assignment, you're going to have a template assignment again. And when we get done here, going through these next few slides, I'm going to go just show you the classroom space and how you can find all of that and answer those questions, okay? But what I wanted to take a minute and kind of touch base with you on is the support you have here at SNHU for your success. So, question, can you read minds? Are you a mind reader? Does anybody remember those magic 8 balls from back in the day? I'm a child of the 80s. I still have one. Actually, a student gave me one years ago and it's still in here in my office. Can you read minds? No, most of us can't, right? Like we might have a gut feeling or we might know a few things, but we can't always read minds. And your faculty feel the same. When we see students start to struggle or stop turning in assignments or just not be understanding the concepts, we're going to try to reach out to you and we're going to try to help you be successful. Your advisor is going to do the same thing. But if you are not open to that connection and open to the opportunity for support, you're going to continue to struggle, right? So what I want to remind you of is ask for assistance. Push that easy button, which is asking for help. A lot of times we have kind of a negative connotation when we're thinking about asking for help. Maybe we've asked for help before and it didn't go well. Maybe we've asked for help and we felt less than smart. Maybe we asked for help and we were labeled or ridiculed, or maybe we asked for help and we don't ask for help because we feel like we're bothering somebody. Your faculty, our job is to teach you in the classroom. Okay, so we want you to be successful. You have departments and people here at the university. Our job is here because you're here as a student. So utilize the services that are here for your success, okay? So just a reminder, you can always access your SNHU resources via my SNHU. Also, you can access them from Brightspace. You just click on that help icon and you'll see all the departments will pull up when you click on online student services. But also across the top, you have quick access to academic support and the library, right? You can always call resources, email them. With faculty, there's a lot of them that text message. Plus, you have all these webinars here that are a support resource for you and your success, okay? A lot of times students will know that maybe they're going to be out of town or their work schedule is going to be changing or they're going to have just less time than normal, maybe down later in the term. And they wait to the last minute to ask questions. Don't do that. Ask early. Like if you're, planning for something that's coming up, like ask your faculty member early, hey, can I work ahead on this? Or maybe you have questions now about something that's like due in week 6 or week 7. Ask now. Don't wait. Ask and reach out when you don't understand. Sometimes you might pull up an assignment or the instructions and you're like, I'm not sure this makes sense to me. Or gosh, I want to make sure that I have this right. Reach out, ask. Okay. When you ask, we can help support your success by giving you the answers that you need so that you don't have to worry about it, right? Ask when there's a situation. This is always one of my favorites. Y'all, we are human here at SNHU. Okay. We have things that happen in our lives. We are balancing a million competing priorities just like you. We might be taking care of loved ones or have kids. We might have people that are, sick or, people that pass away in our lives. That's all life. And it happens to students all the time. Sometimes life is just lifing and your week gets away from you. Maybe you're going to be traveling for fun, a vacation, or maybe you have to travel for work, or maybe baby comes early, baby come late, you're in the hospital, broken fingers, broken arms, kids are sick, flu runs through the house. There's so many things that happen. Internet goes down, natural disasters, all kinds of stuff. When there is a situation that happens, reach out and connect. Even if, let's say, you missed turning in an assignment because of XYZ reason, reach out to your instructor or advisor and be like, hey, this happened. Can I get caught up? Or, hey, this happened, like, what can I do? Because when we know, we can make a plan for your success, okay? Another thing I like to tell students is sometimes we're frustrated. Maybe technology just isn't on our side and we're like having trouble turning an assignment in, or maybe we're having trouble submitting like a warm-up quiz, right? Or maybe we submitted an assignment and then all of a sudden, oh my gosh, it's not there. Like those are just examples that are academic related. But we also have like life related. I always joke, like, have you ever put together like a child's toy or like a piece of IKEA furniture? It's so frustrating. Those instructions are so difficult. But I'm telling you, if you reach out and connect with resources that can support you in your success, you won't feel as frustrated or you'll know what to do next time. Okay. You are not alone here at SNHU. And that is like one of the biggest things that we want you to know is that we want you to be successful. So we really try to have people and teams like all the SNHU resources and those departments at your disposal that are a click away, and many of them available at so many different time zones, if not 24/7. Like we have 24/7 tutoring. That way it's convenient for you and for your success. All you have to do as a student is reach out, y'all. And I tell students all the time, like, you paid for these departments as part of your tuition. So use them. Don't let that money go to waste. Use them. It's like going to a hotel with that fabulous, amazing continental breakfast, that amazing waffle maker, and not eating breakfast that day. You already paid for it. So utilize the services and departments and people that are here at SNHU for your success, okay? I always love to share this quote by Liz Lamore. Sometimes asking for help is the bravest move you can make. You do not have to go it alone. And if you have not yet jumped into SNHU Connect and gotten into like any of the clubs or organizations and explored them or checked out the SNHU 107 learning community, this is the time to do that because you will see other students sharing like their stories, like why they started school, or maybe they're a little nervous, or maybe they're a little overwhelmed, or like, oh my gosh, I don't know how to do that assignment. Anybody have pointers? You're not alone ever. So reach out and utilize your resources for success, both inside and outside the classroom here at SNHU. Okay. So that's my big stuff for the week, but I wanted to take a minute and just walk you through module 3 real fast. So as a reminder, where can you find the SNHU resources and teams? Right at the top, you're going to have library, academic support, that help icon, click the arrow, you can get to the IT service desk. But when you click on online student services, that pulls up all the departments and teams that are here at SNHU, okay? So you can get to the help desk, academic support, the bookstore, advising, the library, financial services. You can download that Office 365 and other software, get Microsoft Word. If you haven't done that yet, you get it for free as an SNHU student. You can get to our career team. You can get into SNHU Connect. SNHU Connect houses the SNHU 107 learning community. and different clubs and organizations, okay? So I wanted to just kind of show you those things and remind you that it's literally a click away for you, okay? Now, underneath Module 3, as a reminder, you always want to click through the introduction, right? So click on the blue, gets you where you want to go, review the learning objectives and the overview for the week, and then always make sure you know what are the required resources that you want to review, whether it's a assigned chapter reading or a video, or a web page article, things like that, just to help you be successful this week, okay? Now, like I said, this week you have that warm-up assignment. So remember, when you start that quiz, it's going to have a series of questions. You're going to answer them. Once you click submit, it auto grades. So you can go back to your grade book and look at your grades. If you want to retake it, you do it the exact same way you did it the first time. You can take those warm-ups multiple times to earn your best score. It's due by Sunday or before for here in week 3, okay? Now, let's talk for a minute about your next assignment, which is a journal assignment. So this week we're talking about time, prioritization, what works for you. So remember, when you have these assignments, you want to click on guidelines and rubric. And when you do that, it pulls up kind of an overview of the assignment and the directions, right? But remember, you have a template for this assignment, just like you did in a previous week. So you click on the blue, gets to where you want to go, click on Module 3 Journal Template. When you do that, it's going to open up a Word document, okay? It's going to look kind of like this. So enable editing if that pops up for you. And remember, you can type directly in this document. Now, if you're feeling fancy and you don't like these templates, you can make your own document. That's totally fine. The key is make sure you have all pieces and parts of the questions and the document or you'll miss points. I always tell students that because sometimes they're like, I don't like the template. I want to make my own document. That's totally fine. You do you, totally fine. Just make sure you have all the pieces and parts because almost every time I have somebody create their own document, they're missing either a question or they're missing a part of the question. So just pay attention to that, okay? But you don't have to do that. You can literally open up this template and you can type right in it. So let's talk about the questions. Question 1, identify at least two SNHU resources that'll help you most in prioritizing your time and explain how using these resources will support your success. So for example, maybe you're like, I really love the learning community webinars or the learning community, whatever you want to say. And then you need to explain why. Okay. Now you can list learning community or whatever it might be, but then when you do the explanation part, write in complete sentences, give details. All right. You have to have at least 2. So maybe your other one is academic support, and then you can explain why. Okay. If you want to list more than 2, totally fine, but the requirement is at least 2. Remember, SNHU departments, people, places here at SNHU departments, think people. Okay. Question 2, identify at least 2 social supports. So this reminds you, these are people, places, organizations, things outside the university. So your advisor should not be here. Academic support should not be here. Your faculty should not be here. This is like, think your loved ones or like organizations in your community, or maybe it's coworkers. We went through that list, right? Again, list 2. So remember, like, let's say, for example, mine might be my spouse, right? And then you want to explain why. Again, complete sentences, be detailed. Make sure you have at least 2, but you can write more if you want to, okay? Question 3 centers in about the learning community. So SNHU 107 is one of the very few classes here at SNHU that has a dedicated learning community. So within this learning community and SNHU Connect, we talk a lot about, different topics about your class, but it's also an opportunity for you to meet virtually with classmates as you get to know other classmates. A lot of times there's recommendations and connections to other resources. The webinars keep you on track with what's happening in your classes. There's like motivational things. And plus in SNHU Connect, you can also visit the clubs and organizations and get to know them. But then sometimes students make little side study groups and things like that, okay? So knowing what you know about the learning community, you want to pick 2 things about the learning community that just kind of help you feel connected or have that that sense of belonging here at SNHU, and how being a part or using the learning community like webinars or videos can help support your success. So again, a couple of sentences, doesn't have to be a lot, be detailed, write in complete sentences. And then question 4 is, how are you going to take ownership of your academic success? By prioritizing your time, by using those resources, social supports, and the learning community. Okay, save it, upload it so your faculty member can grade it. I always tell students as a reminder, don't forget that once you write up that rough draft of your template assignment, you can click on academic support and it'll pull up their menu of services, and you can have somebody review it for you, just to kind of double check that you answered all the questions and everything makes sense. You can click on submit a draft, upload and submit your written draft. Select the most important areas you want your tutor to focus on, and you'll get feedback within 12 hours. You can make any changes before you turn it in. Okay, so just a reminder here for week 3, you have that warm up and the module 3 journal assignment. Both of them are due by Sunday of this week or before. Again, if you're stuck, you have questions, you need anything, this is the time to reach out directly to your SNHU 107 course instructor and or your SNHU advisor. You can always post questions in the learning community too, but if it's something about like your grades or specific things on assignments, always reach out to your instructor, y'all, okay? That's all I have for today. Have the most amazing week 3, and just remember, you got this.